Welcome to Cutting Down the Nets. It is Selection Sunday. We made it through the grind. There was times where we felt this show should be called Cutting Down the Bets. But we turned a profit. We had a lot of fun doing it. And now tonight we open presents. Selection Sunday it's a special day. The selection show is one of my favorite sports moments of the entire year, and it's really not close. So this is a fun day for me. I go through the range of emotions first 24 hours of like, oh, I think I could go 100% against the spread. Then you swing the other way and you're like, whew, I don't know. This is going to be hard. So we will be matching them up. We'll trust the data. We'll make good decisions. And we'll turn a profit. That is the goal. So how did things go? Our finish to the regular season, 4-1. It pushed us over the 52.38 needed to be profitable. It was a tremendous amount of fun. Anyone who rode with me, you're a sick fish. You have gills. You don't know what it's like to have a YouTube channel where you say, trust me, this is what I've done long term to be profitable, and this is good process. And then say, I'm currently 38% against the spread after like 40 games. But oh man, fun ride. So over the last 133, even eclipsed the Billy Walters 57%. So to go 57% over that many games, I think would put you in the top 1% or whatever. So here's what it all comes down to. If you played these games, you played them, you tracked them, and you know where we ran bad, you know where we ran good. But I hope overall you feel when you did this, you're like not out of it very often. And then you are cruising a lot. And then the rest is gambling. But hopefully you feel like you're on the right side of that game. So if you picture 100 games, 20, you're not going to win no matter what. Buzzsaw, it happened. But with this model, maybe 25, 28 are like, there's no way I can lose this bet. This is awesome. And then you end up with that, I don't know, 50 in the middle where it's like, are we on the right side on 30 of those? And that's where you feel confident in the long-term result. So it was nice to see it come through. And I look forward to March Madness. We're kind of hitting our stride as more data comes in. Situations kind of get neutralized a bit. So it's a fun time of year. But when you go 52.6 and you were $100 better, I think it's an $80 profit. So essentially, this is me today. We did it! We broke even. Unbelievable. But hey, we had fun. We learned a lot along the way. And I think you use this data to form a pool. And then just be careful in making a mistake. It doesn't mean bet the other side. It just means tread lightly in certain spots and find the best spots of that pool and make the bets. So you have a model or an algorithm that looks at all the games being played that day, and it flags, I don't know, in some cases it's about 10%, 15% of those games, and says, you should consider me. Then I think as humans, we have to look at that remaining pool and make good choices. So it's the first time I've publicly posted plays, and I think I've learned a lot about making better choices. And you'll see none of that during March Madness, because imagine like sitting out games. It's like the hardest thing to do. So we'll have some fun. All right, so today's pool. I'm going to walk you through this because there's not much there today. There's only 5 games. You should spend time with your family because you won't see your family for like at least 10 days. And I'm not willing to pull the trigger on any official plays. So today is the Bill Withers lean on me day. Here are my leans, and here's why. The data says LSU is a good play. Keeping it from being an official play for me is the fact that Alabama has an adjusted defensive efficiency in the 80s. They shot 900 three-pointers this year. They had 5 guys shoot more than 100 three-pointers. LSU has issues defensively. So this does not mean, hey, I'm telling you to bet Bama. It's more like be careful with Bama, but I can't tie money up on LSU plus 6.5 because it's just not a great spot in my opinion. I just think that's one of those things I can get better at is not going against the data, but knowing when to sit out. And I think that Mississippi State was a good spot for the defense. Like, that's a bad spot for Alabama. Tennessee, same situation. What you saw against Tennessee is what I was expecting versus Mississippi State. Didn't happen. But that was the kind of the thesis of the play. This is a different situation today. Those teams are real strong defensively. LSU is not. Now, those teams have trouble putting the ball in the hoop. LSU does not. But I don't know. I'm just out on betting against Alabama. That, again, I've pointed out before. It's like betting against the Chiefs. Like, they're not going to cover every game, but you're never going to feel like that's a smart play. So Bill Withers' lean is LSU, and do what you want. Next game, Colgate. Issues here. Colgate played 14 games. Loyola Maryland played 16 games, something like that. Outside of that, both data sets have some outliers. You remove them, I've got Colgate by like 12.5. You keep them, I've got Colgate by like 10.1. Like, I don't know. It's close. And I think you'll get to see that team, Colgate, for the first time this year. I've lost money on Colgate, I think, 4 separate times this year. And they have the ability to get hot. They're certainly not athletic. And, just not willing to stake a claim there. Houston, man, we just didn't get any favors today. Like, I have Houston by close to 15, but a championship line of 13.5 is pretty frustrating. I thought we'd get something closer to 10 and could take advantage today. We did not, so we move on. I think that's kind of a wash. Bonnie is now 3. At 2, they were like maybe getting close to a play. I think I have it closer to 4, but this is now in the just staying away category. I will watch that game. I will enjoy that game. I wish both teams would get in and St. Louis get in, but been around long enough to know that those boys get screwed all the time. Last game, Illinois -6. I have it by 6.1 from a median perspective. If you're looking at the last 6 to 8 games, it's Illinois, and it's not really close. If you go a little deeper than that, it is Ohio State. It's not that close. I mean, it's more like 2 to 3 in some spots. Ultimately, I think it's short-sighted to just look at super recent data. So I'd lean these teams. I'd lean Illinois in this spot, but I'm just not surprised if these things don't go the other way. Just not enough conviction in me. I'm not going out like that. Not to these things that I'm feeling kind of wishy-washy on. So I will play some of these. I will play for much smaller amounts than I've been playing the last month, and that's where I ended up on the final card. So, March Madness content. Here's what I plan on doing, but I have not had any time to really think about it. I plan on a bracket show that would appeal to Jane from accounting. So get your bracket, let's fill it out together. We'll simulate the matchups, and I will highlight, percent chance of each team winning. The key with brackets is you don't want to produce a bracket and say, here's what I'd do. The point of the bracket is who you pick. So I just want to give more evidence to that and improve decision making. But there are so many decisions to be made. I mean, you're going to end up with so many 50-50 balls, 52-48, 59, or 51-49. Meaning, hey, it's now the Sweet 16. These two teams hypothetically play. Data says that Team A wins 51.4% of the time, and Team B is 48.6. So, I mean, there's an edge in betting the 51.6, but it kind of depends on the situation. If it's a 2 seed versus a 10 seed, and you're in the giant ESPN pool, and you're dealing with a near coin flip, play the 10. Like, take a shot. You're trying to win the whole thing. If you're playing in an office pool with 30 people, it's a completely different approach, and there's no need to take unnecessary risk knowing what other people do. Same goes for picking a champion. I mean, it's probably Gonzaga if you're playing in the office pool and then hope you can beat people in rounds 1 and 2. But if you're trying to win like $1 million or something like that in a big contest, no, like you have so much leverage on the field to not pick a Gonzaga or something like that. So that'll be the bracket show, appealing towards general, and I'll be promoting this stuff more. I'll actually post it to Facebook, the March Madness group on Facebook. So hopefully have good audience for that. Everyone loves filling out a bracket. Then it's time for the degenerates, and that'll be a little closer, probably midweek. I don't know the timing of these yet. The prep is tremendous for this. Takes a lot of time to get your ducks in a row. So what I anticipate is not highlighting games I like or anything like that, but going game by game, showing different scenarios depending on how the line moved, because some people like to bet smaller amounts of games at a time and then wait for those to finish and then bet some more. It's pretty rare to be like, all right, it's Wednesday, I'm just going to fill up my entire Friday and Saturday card today and then just sit back in and wait. You kind of like the thrill of the chase a little bit. So we'll go in depth on if this game was +4, if it closes at +4.5, what's that do to the probability? And then some money line analysis as well. So when is the money line fair on that? Also, right now the plan would be to do a show or two from Las Vegas, but we'll see how we're doing. So thanks for a great year. That was a lot of fun, and I look forward to many more, and it'll be a big week here after we unwrap our brackets. So thanks for stopping by, cutting down the nets. Let's go cash some bets.